I've been waiting for this game for a long time. We are ready to go.
He was one of the first major pro sports athletes to make a successful transition to broadcasting. His Pro Football Hall of Famer Frank Gifford died of natural causes early this morning at the age of 84. As a player, Gifford led the New York Giants to an NFL championship in 1956 while earning league MVP. He joined ABC's Monday Night Football in 1971. He made 411 broadcast appearances on the show. That's more than anyone in the program's history. It so happened someone from right here in the local area spent time with Frank Gifford, the broadcaster. Former KTUL news anchor and sportscaster Becky Dixon co-hosted ABC's Wide World of Sports with Gifford back in 1987. She was kind enough to stop by the studio to reflect on her time working with the Hall of Famer. What was your most memorable experience working with Frank?
I think just meeting him for the first time and knowing I was going to be working with such a legendary figure. He was the toast of the town in New York. I mean, he was, you know, movie star handsome. He was a famous sportscaster. He had played his entire football career with the New York Giants. So everywhere we went, people wanted to meet him. They wanted to have his autograph, get their picture taken, and he was kind to everyone. Being
with him behind the scenes, what was something that maybe others didn't know about him?
He had very humble origins. His dad was an itinerant oil field worker from California, and they moved every year, and he was always at a different school, and I think that gave him his, you know, humble persona. Our first Wide World of Sports, and you know, I was very young at the time and pretty inexperienced when it came to network television, but right as we were counting down to go to air, the producer of the show, Kurt Gowdy Jr., said, "Becky, never wear red again. The cameras are bleeding. It makes you look washed out. Don't ever wear red." 5 seconds later, the director, who was one of the biggest directors at ABC at the time, said, "You should never wear anything but red, Becky. You look great in that color, looks great on camera." And Frank tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "You know, the moral of this story is wear whatever you like."
What do you think his lasting legacy and impact on sports broadcasting will be?
Well, I think he was, you know, one of the early ones to make that transition, like you said, from sports to the broadcast booth, and I think people just really believed him. They knew what he was telling them was, you know, the truth and the way that he saw it, and he brought viewers inside to the game of football in a very personal way. And I think his personal connection, as much as his sports knowledge, obviously he knew football very well, but I think just that personal connection he had with the viewers when he looked into the camera, you really knew what you knew he was talking to you.